That's a big thing. So we are recording because we have so many femmes that will watch the replay later on. We know a lot of femmes like to register for this event and then feel shy and apprehensive before they come on. So we're going to go ahead and just record so that they can watch it later. And closing my door because my husband just got on a conference call too. So I am Violet de Ayala, founder of FemCity. And then this beautiful soul next to me is Lynn Pelzer. She is our COO. Lynn has been with FemCity for so many years. She started out as a member, and then she got to know FemCity in Cape Coral, which is where she has a summer house. And then she went back to Toronto and launched FemCity Toronto. And then she grew that to be huge. And then she ended up mentoring like 20 or 30 chapters around Toronto, and then a whole bunch of other chapters throughout the US as a director. And then she moved up to COO. And we just got back from Italy, our FemCity Italy retreat yesterday. So she and I are a little bit tired today. Anyway, but Lynn, I have to say everyone on the retreat is just raving about you still. Everyone loves you so much. And Dion, your roommate, was having withdrawals when you left. She misses you so much. So
we had a great time. What time is it?
Exactly.
We had a really great time and looking forward to next year's as well.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Violet, I am going to take over for a minute because I want to also do an introduction of you. Thank you for introducing me. And it was an amazing time in Italy. We had such great connections for the women. It's funny how the right people always just show up.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So today on our Get to Know FemCity, we're going to be talking about the history of FemCity, things that are happening now, how it's evolved, any cities that are in the works, just to let you know, in case you know women in those areas. We're going to take your questions. And I want to read Violet's bio. And it's important that I read all of it. So I will read it right off. So she is our founder and CEO, if you didn't know that already, of FemCity. She's been quoted in Success, Entrepreneur, CNBC, Fast Company, Yahoo Small Business, and Business Insider News as a business expert. She's been quoted in Mary Claire. She's been seen in People, In Style, Real Simple magazines. She served as part of the White House Women Environmental Leaders Program. She was a keynote speaker for Accenture's International Women's Month event, the SBA Regional Women's Conference, and Luxury Brand Partners. And FemCity has been seen in Jilt, Vogue, AP, Inc.com, and has over 50 locations in the US and Canada and growing, as well as we have some really big virtual communities for people that don't fit into any of our local communities. We have one in the US and one in Canada, which are quite vibrant as well. And what I love about this woman is that, you know, behind the scenes, she is the same as she is in front of the scenes. She is always asking, what can we do more to support and help women grow? And I think that authentic nature is what made me very attracted to FemCity. And I just love working with you, Violet. You always have the best intentions for everyone. And I just really appreciate it because it's gold.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, I adore you and love that we get to work on this project together, this FemCity movement around the globe. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. I have my notes here to keep me on track. And so we're going to just go through for the next 10 minutes. We're just going to share about FemCity, and our intention is to make it so that you feel at home with us. That is our biggest priority, is to make women feel like they finally found a home, a safe space to be their authentic selves. And then of course, to grow, connect, make friends, and then make lots of money through either their brand, business, or their career. We love to see women just thrive. That's like our, just, you know, even new members, like when we just start getting to know them, just seeing them explode with success, it really just fills our cup. So, all right. So how do we start FemCity? I can't believe we're going to be on 14 years now. I'm talking about it in 2024, but I started FemCity in 2009. I had originally owned a personal training company when I was 21 years old. And then I went on to own a Pilates studio. And then I ran that Pilates studio into satellite locations. And then I had the opportunity to move back home to my hometown, Miami. And when I moved back, I was the PR and marketing manager for the Four Seasons Club and Spa. And so I was doing all sorts of really cool campaigns here in Miami, I really missed having a group of women around me. I had that in North Carolina when I was there. And I kept going to all these female networking groups and just kept coming home feeling a little deflated. I felt like I didn't belong. I felt like it was cliquey and like I couldn't kind of break into those cliques. And so I really wanted to just create something for all women. I met with a couple of girlfriends I met along the way. I told them this is what I want to start. And they said, that's great. That sounds wonderful. We support you. So that initially became my first board, my board members. And I started FemCity Miami. And our first lunch was 20 women. It had no format. It was kind of boring. We just kind of stared at each other. And the second time we had it, we had 60 women. All those 20 women chatted it up with all their friends. We had 60 women show up. Many of them I did not know at all. I would say pretty much all of them, but 5 I didn't know. And it was the first time I really kind of started seeing the start of FemCity. We had women from all different age brackets. We had women from all different backgrounds, industries, careers, height, weight, color of skin, religion, and you could just hear them chatting and connecting. And it was just really beautiful. So that was like definitely my second aha moment when it came to FemCity. And my son at the time got me on this really cool new platform called Facebook. And we started posting our pictures of FemCity Miami events on Facebook. And I don't know if you remember, but back in 2009, you'd post every picture, right? So I would post albums of pictures. And that really started getting the buzz for my friends to reach out to ask me how they could start a FemCity chapter in their backyard. At the time, I was like, why would you start a FemCity chapter? It's just a bunch of women getting together for lunch. You know, you could do that. You don't need to have FemCity there. But I had like 10, 12 people asking me. And so I really felt like it was the universe telling me that there was something more to the work that I was doing. So I created focus groups. I dove in to see like what women were looking at when they saw FemCity through Facebook pictures. What did they see? Because I want to make sure to create that for them. So we launched Fort Lauderdale. That was obviously easy for us. It was just about 30, 40 minutes away. That did really well. It felt like home. It felt like just super yummy. And then we went ahead and launched up north in Philadelphia, and we just started launching on the East Coast, always pausing to make sure we were doing a good job, that it didn't feel clinical. I never wanted it to feel corporate-y or like cold. And so we paused, we would ask questions like, hey, do you guys love it? You know, is there anything we can do better for FemCity members? And then we would launch another batch. So we ended up launching all the way up to obviously Toronto, which is where Lynn is. And we started launching all the way over to the West Coast. We do have some really great partnerships with organizations around the globe. And India is one of our partners. So they are a women organization in India. We do a lot of events with them virtually with our global program. We also have a partnership with Aruba Chamber of Commerce, and we love partnering up with other women organizations locally. As a matter of fact, we're working on one for Miami to work with all the chambers and all the women groups here so we can all come together. We are more powerful together. So that is the way we started FemCity. We evolved quite a bit. We started with Femfessionals. That was our original name. And we chose to go with FemCity because it was more open energy. We felt like we wanted to be more inclusive. Femfessionals felt like you had to be a professional. And we wanted it to be open for women that perhaps didn't envision themselves as professionals, or were just starting out in the world, or were at-home moms trying to kind of navigate, side hustles. So we wanted to go ahead and make that energy open. So we started using FemCity, and we've partnered up with Google in the past. That's how we started to do online classes. Google reached out to us a couple of years ago, said they loved the work that we were doing and they wanted to go ahead and help our members. So they started teaching classes on Google Hangouts, Google Circles, how to get your business on Google. And then we've also had partnerships with Yelp, Saks Fifth Avenue, Veronica Beard, Mercedes-Benz, Neiman Marcus. We've done some really cool collaborations with films as well. So I think that's everything for that. Did I miss anything, Lynn? It's a lot.
No, that was great. I love if you talk about the benefits, like the top benefits and how we're supporting women. If you want to get into that a little bit, it'd be good.
Yeah, so we have a lot of benefits. And one thing that we hear from our new members is that it's a lot. We have a lot of benefits. And the truth is we've been around for 13 years. And a lot of our members have been with us for 13 years. Many of them have been lifetime members. And so we're constantly adding more benefits because we want to make sure we always are looking to see what more we can give. So there are a lot. The ones that I think are the best. I love the virtual networking that we do every Wednesday. It's every single Wednesday. You get a chance to get to know, anywhere between 15 or 20 members from other parts of the world. That is really great. You get a 2-minute pitch. You share something amazing that's happened to you, either this week, this year, this month, whatever. You share gratitude for another woman. It doesn't have to be a FemCity member. It can be any woman or anywhere around the world. And then the third part is an ask, what we can do to help you. And the reason why we do that format is because women don't feel comfortable sharing their wins. They think it's egocentric or narcissistic. We want women to feel really comfortable in sharing their accomplishments and also feel really comfortable seeing us applaud and cheer them on. That's a really healthy place to be in. The second part is gratitude for other women. We just don't do that enough. We don't take the time to stop and say, hey, Lynn, you're just amazing. I just think you're just so great. I know, you're tired and you're sleepy, but you showed up anyway. Good for you. So that's important for us to do over and over again, so it becomes habitual. And then the third one is ask. Women don't generally feel comfortable in asking. They want to do everything on their own. So we kind of force our members to do an ask. It can be buy my book, subscribe to my YouTube channel, help me with this referral, or I need to get, access into this company or whatever it is. So that ask is really important because it will start to normalize women asking for help, which is also what we want to do in this world. So that's my first one. The second one is we have a great forum and a Facebook group. So that's a great place to make friends with other members as well. We love coffee chats. So we recommend our members do coffee chats. That means meeting with other members, spending time sharing about themselves, listening to what the other member is doing as well, and seeing how you can collaborate and help each other out. It may just be following each other on Instagram, right? And commenting on each other's posts, or it could be something a little bit more elaborate and comprehensive, where it's like, partnering up on a podcast or partnering up on a masterclass. So we've seen some of those situations rise as well. And my third one, I think, I really love the library. I know I kind of mix it up every time we do this, Lynn, but the library to me, I think is really great. I just 2 weeks ago, I was in Boca del Rey for our anniversary, and we had so many members say, I love our library because we have classes there that generally would cost money elsewhere, and they're able to access really great classes for free as part of their membership. So that's going to be my third one that I mentioned today, but there are so many others, right?
I love the library too. And I often get tagged in something where a woman says, I learned this in the class, and I'm tagging you to tell you that I'm utilizing it. So it's powerful to be able to have years of content to teach all kinds of things that we don't have to go somewhere else to look for, or Google and some kind of source that we don't know where it came from. So I'm going to throw in that I just love all of the local chapter meetings too. And I love seeing all the photos of the women connecting and hearing about their collaborations afterwards. So I get the view from the back end of hearing all these stories, and it's amazing.
Yeah. And I love that you mentioned the virtual chapters at the beginning. So yes, we have local chapters there for women, but we also have a really great virtual program that's in US and in Canada. And those are really great. If you don't have a chapter near you, that's a really great way to make friends and to have that support. Everyone needs that love around them. Sometimes we don't get it at home or within our own circle of friends. So everyone needs a little bit of that support and cheering on. The one thing I have in my notes is our foundation, and then our FemCity Girls program, and then our global program, and then we'll open it up for questions. So we started a foundation during the pandemic. So obviously what we really do, like Lynn was mentioning, we bring women together through events and business workshops and socials. During the pandemic, we had to cancel like 200 events overnight. It was pretty stressful. And we went into virtual mode, as many other organizations did as well. We started expanding our curriculum as well. We started kind of doing more mental health, balance, how to start a side hustle, Shopify, how to start an Etsy store. So we definitely stepped into that place more than ever. But with that, we also created a foundation. We had so many women that reached out to us and said, hey, I just lost my job. I don't know what to do. I have to feed my family, my kids. So we started to give away memberships. In essence, anyone who asked or anyone who said they had financial problems, we just started to give away memberships, but we formalized that and started our own foundation. And so now we have a FemCity Foundation. We do provide scholarships for any woman who cannot afford our membership. This month, it's $9.99 a month. Usually it's $15.99. I know some of you will say, that's so inexpensive. We price FemCity on purpose. We want to make sure it's affordable for all women. And with our foundation, we want to make sure it's accessible to all women as well. So if you do know of a FemCity member who cannot afford it anymore, or maybe you have someone in your circle or someone that you know in your church that is really struggling, let us know. We did give away a bunch to teachers last year during the pandemic. We had some teachers that came to us and they really needed help with their mental health and also just having community around them. So we started giving away memberships to teachers as well. So that's just another thing that we did. We also started a FemCity Girls program. Lynn and I are moms of young girls, and so we are really passionate about that. So that is free. It's accessible on femcitygirls.org. And once a month, we do add a new class there. So those classes are geared more towards self-confidence, vision. We did one on how to say no to opportunities that are not aligned with you. So obviously, we're talking about girls age 12 to 18. So our curriculum is a little bit different over there, but that is also a focus of ours. And eventually we're going to look at bringing those curriculum, those classes into a local space as well. So I covered the foundation, FemCity Girls. Okay, global program, because we get this question a lot. What's the global program? So the FemCity Global Program is a program for members that are looking to grow their brand and their reach outside of their zip code. So we have a local membership and then we have a global membership. The global membership are generally content creators. So they are either podcast hosts or best-selling authors or contributors to magazines, coaches, teachers, speakers. That's the global program. We meet every Wednesday and I kind of mentor them more privately and more in a smaller space. We have about 200 members in that program, but I would say about 60 of them are really active. The other ones kind of come in and come out based on what they need, but we do a lot of extra classes for them. So I'll kind of walk them through on how to get speaking gigs. I'll walk them through how to pitch themselves on PR. If I get a speaking gig, I will share it with them. If I get a lead, I'll share it with them. So it's kind of like FemCity Local, just amplified to help them grow their brand faster. They're generally entrepreneurs and or they might be people that are wealth management with a company like Wells Fargo or Bank of America. And so, but I would say 80% of them are entrepreneurs. They are growing their brand. So that's the difference between the local and the global program. So I think that's it. Anything I missed, Lynn, before we open up for Q&A?
Well, I think I'll mention that something that is really powerful is the platform that FemCity has for the presidents. For the growing their brand and sharing FemCity goodness with their community. And we are still expanding. I feel like the last couple of months we've been getting into high gear. People are back at, life that they had put things on pause. So, we have some new communities like Midtown Miami. I've had some great conversations with a woman in Las Vegas and in Portland, Maine. And so we've got, some new communities kind of bubbling up and coming to life. And we are looking for expansion as well. So anyone who's listening to this, if you know a woman or you are a woman who would be interested in doing that, reach out to me personally, because that's kind of what I handle doing. We want to keep growing and keep sharing the goodness wherever we can.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that you mentioned that. Yeah, so Midtown Miami, shout out to her. Yoli just came on board and she's been featured in 2 publications, I think, already. For her leadership with FemCity Midtown Miami. She just started like maybe 4 weeks ago, and she's already got her board going and her membership base. And she's going to be a part of that Veronica Beard event that we're doing, Lynn, in December. So that will be really great. But yeah, definitely the president role is a platform for you to showcase your awesomeness. It's a stage for those that want to grow their brand through doing good work in the community.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. Let's open it to questions. Anybody have any questions or anything we want to talk about? By the way, you're invited to join me for our membership orientation. I do that on the second Tuesday of each month. And if you want to do the orientation like right now, you can just go to femcity.com/welcome and it has the replay there. But we walk through like the website, how to locate all the resources, where to find your chapters, how to become an ambassador, how to become a president if you're interested in becoming a FemCity president. So we do walk through that in our membership orientation as well. Right. Any questions?
I don't see any in the chat right now.
We can just dance. Lynn and I don't have any problems with dancing. So you guys have a question.
We did a little bit of that in Italy.
We sure did.
Thank you so much, ladies. Sorry, I like to be on camera, but I was eating and I figured you all didn't want to see me like eat lunch. So yes. So Erin, happy to be here today to learn about what you're creating. I loved your overview, Violet. I'm all about empowering women and rising together, all the things. I am curious on the sizing of so I love that you've got global presence, and I'm really looking to tap into network of women who are trying to support each other. So all sounds good. I'm curious about the size of your Chicago chapter. It sounds like you have locations all throughout, and just I've seen a lot of changes in networking groups post-pandemic, as you mentioned. And so just curious, I know you mentioned this is kind of like up and coming again, just because a lot of people, a lot of organizations, I feel like are rebuilding a little bit, and curious if you can speak to one, the frequency of events. I couldn't access like to see what the live events were. Like that's kind of my jam these days instead of virtual. So I guess twofold question. One, how many events do you have, particularly in the Chicago area, that are live? And then two, if you could speak to the size of that Chicago area and suburbs location, that'd be great.
Awesome. So great to meet you. I used to live in Chicago. I lived in Oak Brook, Illinois as a little girl. So I love Chicago. So FemCity Chicago was one of our biggest chapters before the pandemic. Rebecca ran that chapter for many years. I would say we probably had a couple hundred members in that chapter. And she would host an event every single month. And then the pandemic happened, and then she ended up moving back to Boston. And so it was kind of dormant during the pandemic, but we just got Sequina. Sequina just replaced Rebecca. They're working together. They just had an event yesterday? No, 2 days ago. Yeah. And so we require our presidents to host an event once a month. That's the minimum. Some of our chapters, like Des Moines, as an example, and Boca del Rey, they sometimes host more than one. And we also believe in person is really great. Like Lynn and I talk about it all the time. Like there's nothing better than seeing humans in real life and like connecting. And like, I'm a huge hugger, Lynn's a huge hugger. So we also have like these hug fests. So it should be once a month. It may just be that she doesn't have her next event up on the calendar because they just had theirs on Tuesday. So she will probably get it up. And so that's the live event question. And then for the size, she just actually, since she stepped into the role a couple of weeks ago, we've already seen a rise in new memberships. So it will probably be a very large and active community as well. Again, we're actually planning on doing a series in FemCity Chicago next year as a tour. Kind of, we're adding it to our FemCity tour. We also have in the suburbs, because you mentioned that too, we have FemCity Peoria. They are also relaunching after the pandemic. So they have an event coming up. And I think those are the only two in that area, FemCity Peoria and FemCity Chicago. Yeah, that's all we have in that area. Of course, we also have the virtual program, but you're like me, I like people, like in real life, you know what I mean? Like, so does that help? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome. And if you want an introduction, or if you want to reach out to Sequina, her email is chicago@femcity.com. And you can also reach out to us. Customer service is hello@femcity.com, and just tell Kyra, hey, Kyra, I want to hook me up with FemCity Chicago, and she'll send you an introduction. Sequina is like just love and light. I met Sequina a couple of years ago when she was a member, and we have a beautiful picture of us meeting and hugging. And I posted that on Instagram. I was like, how full circle is this? That now she's leading FemCity Chicago. Yeah, she's
a shout out to her. I mean, she definitely already has follow-up. I think when I RSVP'd to this event, she reached out via Facebook, said, hey girl, so excited to see you there. I mean, she's definitely on it. So I can see where, different leaders have different styles and proactivity or not, right? And so it was good that she had already kind of did that warm touch to say like, hey, good to see you. So back for her that I think you'll see a strong membership with her chapter.
I'm going to tell her that you sent some love to her. I'm going to add her to my
Please do.
Yeah, we love her. I can't wait to go up there and visit next year.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good. All right. Any other questions?
I want to ask, hi, everybody. Indira Kozine. I'm in Tampa, Florida. And I know there isn't a chapter here. I think there's one in Sarasota. And I think I saw a couple of other places in Florida. But I was just wondering, I'm loving what I'm hearing. I love networking with other women and supporting them. And I was just wondering if there are any rumblings from other folks in the Tampa Bay area about starting a chapter here, if there are any interests, and how many women it takes to start a chapter.
Oh, love it. So we had a huge FemCity Tampa chapter years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was really vibrant. I used to go there. I'm in Miami, so it's a close drive, and I'm actually in Tampa and Sarasota quite a bit because my daughter did sport there, so I'm up there often. So currently the closest one to you would be Sarasota. It's run by Medj. She's adorable and just has the best energy. So for Tampa, I know actually I'm going to pass it over to Lynn because this is like in her kind of like little section of the FemCity world. Lynn, you want to take that?
Yeah, so right now we don't have anyone in Tampa, and we would love to have someone launch in Tampa. And I would suggest that if you're willing to do a little drive to Sarasota, reach out to Medj and see if you can come to one of her events, and you'll get a real good feel of it there too.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that we still have members from Tampa that probably are just hooking into the virtual right now.
Okay.
So I can see something going on there, and we are always looking. We're always looking. This is a community that definitely could use it. So if you know anybody, we'd love to connect with them and help you get something going there.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can connect you with Medj.
Yeah,
Please
just to get a feel for it. And that you mentioned that you love bringing women together, you may fit the perfect, like it may be a perfect fit for you personally, not to put any pressure on you, but I'll send you the link, take a look at it and read through it. But really that's the number one thing that we look for, passionate about their community and bring women together in an inclusive way, right? So we want to make sure all women are welcome. And it's a platform for you to grow your business. I mean, we want our members, we want our presidents to be in newspapers and magazines. We want to see them on TV shows. We've got our FemCity Albuquerque, our president there, they've got a segment on a TV show, and they feature local women on this. It's a FemCity segment. So there is so much that can be done as a FemCity president, and we want that for our presidents. So we're kind of constantly adding classes like, here's how to get into newspaper, here's how to get into magazine, here's how to get, so just throwing it out there in case maybe you're interested. And kind of like your heart, skips a little beat. Let me get the link and add it there on the chat.
Okay. I apologize. I do need to run because I have to prep for a 2:00 meeting.
Yeah, we're done. We have 1 minute left, so you're not going to miss anything.
But I will reach out to Medj and see if I can get down there for one of her events.
You'll love it.
Yeah, let me send you the link to start a chapter. Hold on a second. I can email it to you later because I have your email.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll email it because you've got to go.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you virtually. I hope to be on one of these fabulous trips. I actually found out about FemCity. A friend of mine that works for my same company. I'm a financial advisor with 1847 Financial, and Joanna Craney was just in Italy with you guys. Yeah, I love Joanna. So we were texting back and forth while she was there. Because we're trying to start up a women's group within our organization, within our life insurance agency system. And she was like, but I'm in Italy, because I was connecting her with somebody, and she's like, I'm like, why are you in Italy? What's going on in the middle of the year? And she's like, FemCity, you got to check it out. I love it. So here I am.
Love her. Yeah, everyone loves her. I will send you the link, and and also we help corporations implement the program also. So if that's something else, we do have programs for corporations just to create a women's group there too. So cool. Let us know if you need help with that too.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting everyone. Hi, Erin. Hi, Ann Lee. Hi, Lynn. And I look forward to meeting everybody later.
Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Take care.
Okay. All right, ladies. So we are over time. It's 1:31. Any other questions before we hang up? We want to be respectful of everyone's time.
I think that was all. Thank you.
Good. And Erin, I got your LinkedIn message, so I'll respond now. So we're connected.
Yeah. Girl, you gotta, my intention for the end of the year is just to surround myself with high vibe women who are dreaming big and working hard. And so this is like, awesome community. So yeah.
Love it. High vibe. Love it.
Yeah.
All right, ladies, anything you need, let us know. You have my email and Lynn's also, and we wish you a great rest of the day.
Sounds good. Thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.